Greetings and happy Thursday, everybody. We're just waiting here. 1 more minute. Well, apparently the garden faculty's already pissed off. And what the hell is that? Does this look like Back to the Future Part 2 to you? Seriously. Made it! T-boards are prohibited within garden. Have you forgotten? Oops, sorry. But this is really cool. It may come in handy on a seed mission someday. I doubt it. I really doubt it. We'll be the judges of that. Confiscate it. Thanks, Bob. You too, Rick. All of you are members of Seed, but nevertheless, you're still students at this garden. Basically, what he's saying is, we're still boarders. Furthermore, because you are seeds, you must set an example to all others and abide by the garden's rules. Ooh, he example blindsided you, didn't he? Understood. Well, about your first mission. You are to go to Timber. Okay. There you will be supporting a resistance faction. That is your mission. A member of the faction will contact you at Timber Station. This person will talk to you and say, "The forests of Timber sure have changed." With exactly that inflection, at this time you must reply, "But the owls are still around." Exactly as I said it. That is the password. Just follow the faction's orders. Justice 3? Correct. We have agreed to do this mission for very little money. Normally, we would never accept such requests, but then Robin Williams decided how we should spend our efforts. Well, enough talk about that. Shut up. Well then, Squall, you are the squad leader. Use your best judgment based on the situation. Zell and Selfie, you are to support Squall and give your all to carry out the faction's plans. Okay, well, simple enough. And there you go, we are officially Seeds and on our first mission. Oh, and Squall, I forgot to give you this. Okay, it's a cursed item, but if one with enough power uses it, it should be a great help. Oh, great. Giving us a cursed item right off the bat. We have a magical lamp. Oh, well, are you sure that's cursed? So, technically, you can use that magical lamp whenever you want in the game, but I recommend, as a player of this game, that you do it early. And the reason I recommend that you do it early is because the benefits will help so much in this game if you do it early. So let's go ahead and get out of here, and then actually what we're going to do for this episode is we're going to use the magical lamp and gain the benefits that are inside. And they are well worth it. Trust me when I say that. As the magical lamp contains a guardian force. A very powerful one, in fact, and one that actually gives a lot of really helpful modifications that you can do via junctioning. So, I'm going to go ahead and prep for it really quick because this guy is also pretty hard. Now, if you face him later in the game, he's even harder. So that's why I'm saying do it now, because he's going to scale with you. And he's going to be even more of a pain in the butt later on. It's just better to roll the dice and keep fighting this thing until you get it. And trust me, the benefits outweigh the risks. If you're worried that maybe you should go upgrade your weapons first, don't worry about it this time around. Because the weaker you walk into this, the weaker he is gonna be. And then you can gain his benefits. So without further ado, let's use the magical lamp. Boom! It already bounces you into a boss fight with the Guardian Force known as Diablo. But wait, Drak! You mean that other playthrough that you haven't really worked on? Who dares disturb my sleep? No, in fact, this is not the Lord of Terror. This is just a Lord of Darkness. He's just a simple Lord of Darkness, wanting for the tempting light. You could find that anime quote, "You deserve a cookie." And I will give you one, in an internet sense. So, Diablo is a darkness or a gravity-based GF. There are some benefits that he gets that other GFs in the game do not. One of which that he does not get from other mainstream ones is you cannot power up his attacks. You cannot, I believe you can increase his health, but you cannot increase his attacks. Why? They are based in gravity magic, so he will take off a certain percentage of a given boss or enemy's current HP amount. I'm looking for the words and it's not coming, and yes, I know, I fumbled through it. But once you beat this guy, oh, the benefits that he tosses out. So first of all, he is one of the first ones that can give you an ability that will, because a couple of abilities in this game will take out, say, attack as a main attack, or as a main option, and replace it with Mug. We want that, because that's how you're going to get a lot of the rarer items that you need in this game, so that you can move forward as quickly as possible. But the biggest benefit that Diablo provides, people might remember from previous episodes that I have mentioned, there is a GF with abilities that you can junction that lower the encounter rate in this game you're looking at. He gets 2. You can either lower the encounter rate by half, or if you really want to stick it through to get the other ability, you can completely obliterate them. You will not, as long as that ability is up on a character, you will get no random encounters in the game until you turn it off, and then random encounters will start back up again. So obviously you guys can see a major benefit out of that, considering how many times I've said in the previous parts, the more you fight, the harder this game gets. But now we have an ability to say, boom, we're no longer, we flip the switch, no longer are fighting. And that's pretty much what we're going to be doing in this playthrough, is we're just going to run through plot as fast as possible while having to not deal with any encounters. Because again, the more encounters that you come across, the harder this game gets because you're leveling up along the process. Well, we don't have to worry about that now. Now, I will point this out, as you guys are already seeing, this guy has a butt ton of health. Even at a low level, he has a butt ton of health. So just keep hammering him, keep yourselves alive as best as you can. I believe you can actually draw Cure from him, so keep yourself alive and just get through this fight as fast as possible. But I can already tell you guys right here and now, after this part, I basically went through a big grinding session to give myself encounter rate none. Because it's awesome. And it's well worth the hard work you have to put into it. Well worth it. Now, if you guys wouldn't mind me doing a quick update, I know that I do these occasionally in the Final Fantasy videos and you get kind of mad about it, but I'm going to do a quick channel update. I know that crap has not been coming out the way that I said in January. I had a lot of stuff come up in between all of that that really interrupted my YouTube schedule. I'm not saying I'm going full bore into that schedule, but now that we're into April and into the summer months, a lot of the things that were hampering me from doing those recordings are going away or they're getting completed. So, there are going to be some returns, and one of them is going to be Diablo 3. Diablo 3 is coming back. We're going to finish it. We're going to plow through it as fast as possible, as well as Reaper of Souls, and then we'll worry about getting into the WoW content. So at that point, you guys can look forward to that very soon. I've already kind of worked that into my schedule. So that'll be back very soon, I promise. The next thing that also is probably going to be happening is returns of things like vlogs. I know that I've been trying to pump out reviews as fast as possible, just to get my 2018 reviews out of the way. Those are probably still going to continue on into the summer, I'm afraid. But while they're coming out, I'm already working on retro review footage, some of which has been introduced via Drak Let's Play Live. So that's one of the helpful aspects, is that I can sit back and I can hang out with you guys, but I can also get footage. Very helpful. So I'm really happy about that, and we are going to be having retro reviews very soon. But really quick, I also just want to be able to thank you guys so much for the support that's being shown towards the return of Drak Let's Play Live. I've never been the biggest fan of doing live streams, personally, because I don't think I'm very good at it. It takes a while for me to be able to find the right things to say or to keep discussion going for more than 2 hours at a time. It's a lot harder than you think it is, and even considering how much you guys like to tell me, like, I must be really entertaining at parties, a lot of the times I'm just the quiet guy in the corner, and that's really who I tend to be. So it's very difficult for me to find stuff to talk about going on 2 hours plus. But thankfully, adding Andrea into that lineup helps me a little bit. I can find discussion topics with her as well as with you guys. And so I'm very thankful for a lot of the support that you guys have been giving during this process. It really has been helpful. And it's making me much more fairly optimistic going forward with live streaming, and we are going to be going forward with it. I like how the format's going, so hopefully you guys can enjoy that. And for those who don't know what the F I'm talking about, I am now streaming on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tuesdays are actually going to be on Twitch, since Tuesdays is not a good day for YouTube. So we're going to stream on Tuesdays, and it's just going to be a sit back and hang out, play a game, and have some fun. More than likely the game will be WoW, but I will try to find other games to mix into that. And then on Saturday, Tuesday's kind of the optional day, but on Saturdays, Andrea will be joining me along with hopefully some other people who are enjoying a nice, calm Saturday night. And we'll just sit back and we'll play games together. For example, the last couple of weeks, we just barely started up the original Devil May Cry, and it's actually Andrea's first time ever seeing the series. So you guys can enjoy that right along with her. And it's been fun. Like, it's been, like, for me, I know that there's not a camera on those streams, and we're working to get that fixed. I need to get a different camera that can go a little bit more zooming in. But seeing her reactions for these has been amazing. I really wish you guys could see it, but we'll see if we can fix that very soon. The other thing that we've been doing is starting up Dark Souls Remastered. And we've even had some random games like Donkey Kong Country come up. So it's not necessarily where we're looking to finish a story. We're just looking to hang out and have some fun, which is kind of what I want to do with that from here on in. But that's the announcement that I basically have. Things are coming in. Now that I can get some of the essential life stuff out of the way, we can then move forward with the usual schedule, as well as keep everything going on in life where it needs to be. Because I'll tell you, one of the biggest things that's actually been a frustration has been moving the podcasts over to new RSS feeds so that we can get a little bit more perks, we can get a little bit more analytics for it, things like that. And we've also got some big things in store for the podcast. We're very happy to be able to bring those to you very soon. So there's a lot of crap I'm looking forward to this summer that I hope we can get to. But a little bit of bad news. I have decided, I was kind of mulling it over in January, but I am not going to be covering E3 this year. I just don't think there's going to be enough to cover. If there is, I will do one vlog. I'm not going to cover each conference like I have in the past. I'm just going to cover what I'm interested about. because kind of like the same reason I'm not going to be covering certain companies' games anymore on reviews, I'm not interested in their panels. And they have not done enough to sell me to come and watch their panels. So I'm going to go and do some other things in the meantime. Maybe even some vlog videos. I don't know. There's going to be tons of stuff happening this summer, and now I have the availability to be able to get a lot of this done, and I'm very happy about that. Okay, let's get everybody's health back up. Like I said, this is a long fight. And I'm going to go ahead and quell this too. If we have super long fights, are you going to keep the entire fight in the game? If it's necessary to do that, yes. If it's like the, I think it was called the Elverette a couple of parts ago, I might cut those down and get you to the killing blow. Because, yeah, a lot of these boss fights last way longer than they probably should. But there's also another factor to keep in mind. Once I get things going in this game, I'm going to be doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Consistent damage, too. I'm not there early on in the game, but once we get a little further along, yeah, it's not going to be that hard to do. And so boss fights are going to go a lot quicker. But if they get too long, I will start cutting stuff out and we'll get you to the killing blow. Because I get it. Some of you guys are only here for the plot, don't really care about the boss fights. The only problem is that some of those boss fights in this game contain plot. So we'll figure that out as we go along. But yeah, we'll start cutting this stuff out. I'm just showcasing Diablo because I know that there's a lot of misconception about him, saying that he's extremely difficult. And every time somebody tells me that Diablo's extremely difficult, I ask, okay, when did you face him? Oh, like Disc 3? Well, of course he's difficult. You faced him in Disc 3. Everything's difficult. Like I said, big no-no. Face him in Disc 1. Face him right when you get him. He's right there with you, and he's probably at his lowest. He's probably at his weakest. Just kill him. Just kill him, get his abilities, move on. This is going to be enough. Come on. Oh, I know that we're almost to his end. Oh. He actually ended up with a lot more HP than he should have had when I did this. I actually had to do 2 attempts at Diablo to knock him down. Is that it? Nope. We're going to go for another Thunderstorm. Also, am I going to be relying a lot on GFs? Not really. There are going to be a couple of boss fights where I need to, but trust me, once we get this train going, they're not going to be necessary. Once you build up Squall enough, he becomes a freaking powerhouse, and he can just wreck everything in his path. And that's what I'm looking to do, is I'm making enough of these characters powerhouses so we don't have to worry about it. You just have to bear with me at the beginning of this game, because everybody's potentially very weak. Come on, you've got to be out of HP by now. 162. I really don't want to send out another GF against him, because a lot of them are pretty low in health. And he could kill them, and then I can't use them in the rest of the fight. Too much sleep. Too weak. And there you go. Diablo has been vanquished. The Lord of Not Terror is done. And we also get Diablo's card. There you go. This is Diablo. And I'll showcase it really quick. Some of the abilities that you get with this guy. They're so helpful. Especially with how this game is intended to be played. They are very helpful. First things first, let's go ahead and restore Ifrit because he died. And here is Diablo. So, encounter rate half. You get that, and then you eventually unlock encounter rate none. He also has a couple of references that we're going to want. But really, we want that encounter rate taken care of first. Oh, it's so glorious to be able to have that taken care of. And after this, I have no problem admitting I went to a grinding fest to get all of that done. And this is all I've got. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this week. When we come back, it's time for us to head off to our first mission in Timber.